trading Canada. And not a whole lot doing there, so he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
First and 10. Dillon. And right side, Henry's got it. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3. Now they try the right side here. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Come on, let's go. White, 90.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on 2nd down.
The play fake. Dillon steps nowhere to go here. He lost the football. But a Chargers player was able to fall on it, and they'll keep possession.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Off play action. Dillon. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
And New York set to take the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number one goal is what? Make the playoffs.
All right, now, lucky
Number
56.
two goal is
Lucky
win your
56.
division. Number three goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. On 1st and 10, Darnold. He gets it here to Peake. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Line of scrimmage, the 28 now as they come up on 2nd and a couple.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Watch him now, Barney. Barney.
Here's Darnold now on 2nd down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
Here we go. Here we go now. Blue 90. Blue 90. Detroit. Detroit. Over.
On 1st down, it's Darnold. And he'll be wrapped up around the waist and pushed down. Denzel Perryman in there to get him, and that's sack number 6 for him on the year.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down.
Set. Blue 90. Blue 90. Over.
The shotgun snap for Darnold. Under pressure again, and down he goes again.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Detroit! Detroit! Let's go! Motion!
With Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Jets in possession as we begin quarter number 2 here. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up. Darnold from the gun. He's going to let this one go deep. Oh, he may have gotten lucky. Tried to dump it off underneath on the check down. Nearly picked. Instead, it's incomplete.
Well, we've seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half. Unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a two-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Now, the first play of the drive there is incomplete. From the 21, it's 2nd and 10.
Flex round! Flex round! Flex round! Flex round!
To throw again. Dillon. He's airing it out for Williams. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
The threat of a second straight punt to start the game is looming as they come up 3rd and 10.
Ohio! Ohio! Flex round! Flex round!
To throw on 3rd down. Dillon. Henry's got it out on the left side. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. A gain of 19 and picking up the first.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. Try to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals, and if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Suddenly, it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. Now they'll run it on the toss. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
Well, you had to punt on your first drive, and on the first play of the second drive, you end up going backwards. I would dare say they need something good to happen right here, right now.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone!
He'll get it up the middle. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
That run didn't get very far, and I think when you're looking at his dimensions, he's a little bit on the smaller side. He's counting on the big guys up front to escort him in, and they couldn't create any kind of space for him, could they?
Yeah, didn't get the push they needed. This Charger defense continuing to hold the line. Now it's a 3rd and goal situation. Here's Cannon, and this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. That'll make it 4th down. after a loss of 1. Now to try the Jets field goal, Cairo Santos. This a chip shot, a 20-yarder. And Santos able to put this one up and through. It's good. And the Jets hit the board first. It's 3-0. Well, the offense, they got the ball in a great spot, but they went nowhere. Forced them to take just the 3.
And they'll be, happy taking the 3. But those guys on the other side, they've got to be ecstatic. They didn't let them get anywhere. It made them kick a field goal. That almost feels like they got the advantage, doesn't it?
Now the Chargers offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And this is a unit that, to be frank, doesn't look like they've woken up yet. I mean, a punt and a turnover on their first 2 drives.
And I think the game's starting to take shape a little bit now. And I'm going to take it into the basketball world. When you're having trouble scoring or moving the ball in basketball, what do? Get it to their best player, right? Find a matchup, create it, exploit it, and try and move the football.
Now a handoff looking right. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
Flex round. Ohio.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Dillon. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick, and they will take over at the 29-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On the carry, it's Cannon. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Watch it now, Barney. Over.
They'll run. This is Cannon. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Southern California after this.
All right, now, lucky 56. Detroit! Over!
And they'll try the air now with Darnold. Peek's got it over the middle. And he'll be taken down at the 46-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. The Jets on third down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This will be 3rd and 5. Darnold. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's 4th down. And now the Chargers are going to look up here and signal for a timeout, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Matt Bosher now, as he's on to punt for New York. He steps into this one, and this is a rocket. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. And the Chargers coming out of the field now. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Flex round! Flex round!
Off the play fake. Dillon. It's caught on the right side at Smith. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That one goes for 24 yards. They go play action here on 1st down. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Terrence Brooks with a pick.
You hear me laughing, partner, and I'm not laughing at the situation, but sometimes you just get yourself into a rut. It's hard to shake yourself out of it.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Back 99 Philly, here we go!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the 1st half.
Detroit! Detroit! Hot!
On 2nd down, Darnold. Chargers able to get the pressure and bring him down. And now the Chargers are going to signal for another timeout, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. The Jets on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 14.
All right, here we go. Blue 90! Blue 90! Gun, gun! Gun, gun! Over, 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 over! Watch it now, Barney, Barney!
Now it's Darnold. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is recovered by the Chargers.
Well, that's a down and distance coach is always talking about trying to avoid, isn't it? I mean, that's 3rd and long. And you just know they're pinning their ears back and coming after him, sometimes even with extra pressure.
And he knew that. I mean, he knew they were coming. He just fumbled it.
Yeah, he knew it. The offensive line knew it. Everyone did, yet the pressure was still there, and he ended up coughing it up.
Following the fumble recovery, Dillon buying time to his left. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
Ohio! Ohio!
Back to throw. Dillon. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off inside the 10. And these guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney. Detroit, Detroit. Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
After the interception, here's Darnold. And he's got some space here. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Jets on top, as we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports halftime report. Coach? These offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. Out comes the Chargers as they'll go on offense now to start this third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half two, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. Now they'll run it on the toss. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 11. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Off play action. Dillon on the move to his left. Now he's going to throw deep back over the middle. And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun. Dillon. He'll be taken down. The Jets get in there for the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And this will be taken at the 13. A big hitter that time in the punt game. 66 yards on the boot. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Here's the Jets offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we've got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game. Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
They go again with Cannon, and he will force his way forward for a yard or two, but I have a good feeling this will be coming back. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block, it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
They'll run with Cannon. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
And they'll go on the ground. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. To throw on 2nd down. Dillon.
He hasn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. Here's the former Heisman winner. It's Derrick Henry. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Drew Kaiser now as he's on to punt for L.A. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. The Jets offensive unit ready to get going here. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now they try the right side here. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
Joey Bosa with the tackle for loss. How about that pedigree?
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Denzel Perryman. He's the one to get him, and that's sack number 7 for him on the year. Here's Matt Bosher now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys, they're tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
We've seen these defenses make enough opportunistic plays to keep this one low scoring. Flying around, making plays on the ball, and we see yet another errant throw as a result.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Dillon. He's going to sling this deep downfield. So the long attempt falls innocently to the ground, and it brings up third. Defensively, Charles, they continue to really limit this offense as far as yardage goes.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been assignment sound, staying in their lanes, keeping proper leverage, and communicating well, too.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
On now, Kaiser, the punter, sending it away. New York set to take the field. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
To throw on 2nd down is Darnold. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Denzel Perryman in there to get him, and that's sack number 8 for him on the year. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. The Jets on 3rd down. It's been a problem, just 1 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. And instead, they want to throw it off play action. He completes it to Pete. And he gets it up to the 10-yard line here. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down.
They didn't get the first down, but I have to say I do like the call. I like what they were trying to do. Try and hit your receiver on the run and see if he can pick it up. Keep it on his feet, get a little rack yardage.
Yeah, but a nice job defensively to get to him and keep him short of the first. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. Second and 12 after the first down pass play went backwards for 2 yards. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. He's got Smith here. able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Back now at the StubHub Center in Carson. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. We saw a number of good games earlier today. This one might top all of those. It's been a dandy as we come up on 1st and 10. Looking to throw. LeBlanc. Throw left side complete. That's Henry. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And a nice gain at 21 yards. Even though this offense doesn't have a single point to its name, they're not totally out of this game yet. A touchdown here, they could be in business.
And how about that last play? Now they've got momentum going, so you know I'm a big advocate. Get back on the line of scrimmage. Throw another play at them while you've got them rocked on their heels.
He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. I want to go back to something you said in the first quarter about winning.
Is it a positive?
It is a positive.
Okay.
About winning the turnover battle as a visiting team, as an underdog. You were right. They've done just that, and look where it's gotten them.
It's part of the formula. When you go on the road, as you mentioned, being an underdog, winning the turnover battle is a big key, and this one's playing out in this one.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. LeBlanc, quick hitch, complete. It's Smith. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 39.
From the gun on 3rd down. LeBlanc. And this is complete. It's Allen. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there. Only way to get the lead here, of course, with a touchdown. And that's what they're gunning for on 1st and goal. From the gun, LeBlanc flush to his right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal. They'll give it to him up the middle. And finding room to work, he's down to the 2-yard line. A very valuable 9-yard pickup, but now they're set up a little better here for 3rd and goal. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
Another stop on 3rd down, and this defense still hasn't allowed a touchdown to this point.
And Walsh able to convert it as his kick is good. And in the 4th quarter, this game is tied. This hasn't exactly been a battle of one touchdown after the other, quite the opposite. But at 3-3 now here in the 4th, it's been an entertaining game considering just 2 field goals.
Yeah, is it really a football game now, or are we watching baseball? This feels like a pitcher's duel, doesn't it? Nice, intense, on the edge of your seat. Have you been scoring this one? A lot of strikeouts and ground balls in this one.
New York set to take the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Darnold on 1st down. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Casey Hayward. And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. So how about that for a momentum switch?
We're in the 4th quarter, and it's a tie game. You've got to take care of the football here. Now their opportunity to take the lead right out the window, and everything is flipped in the other direction.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a play fake here on first down. Smith catches left side. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
They get it to him running left. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Brandon, if I wanted to run the football this close to the goal line, I think I just turn around and hand it to my tailback. Too many things could go wrong in this situation. I think they're fortunate just to get back to the line of scrimmage.
A line of scrimmage, once again, the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. He'll get it up the middle. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up 3rd.
Not only was that a terrific play, but that loss of yardage they created this close to their own goal line, that gives them a little breathing room now as they move them back.
And they're breathing fire a little bit right now, aren't they?
A lot of confidence being shown by them at this point of the game.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. And Walsh able to convert it as his kick is good. And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals. It's 6-3. Well, we still wait on the first touchdown of the game, but a second field goal now makes it a 6-3 score.
Yeah, I know a lot of people would call this the definition of winning ugly. To me, this is gorgeous. I'm a defender, right? I love these kind of games. The tension is high. Who's going to make the play to win it? And right now, that field goal may be the advantage they need.
And New York set to take the field. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Darnold going to lead the Jets up now, 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. He finds an opening past the 40 and all the way up to the 45-yard line. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Detroit! Detroit! All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On first down, Darnold throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. Give him 6 on the play, and that'll make this a 2nd down. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this. He didn't seem in a rush. I guess they just didn't know where the play clock was.
I think you're right about that because there was no hurried movements there, right? No up-tempo at all. Clock just ran out. I think he was as surprised as maybe his bench was.
Here we go now. Blue Landy. Blue Landy. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Hot.
Now whistles come in before the snap. Looked like one of the Jets may have moved. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. Second down and long.
Lucky 56. Set. Blue Landy. Blue Landy. Gone, gone. Gone, gone. Hot.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Joey Bosa in there to take him down, and the clock will roll.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They have the 3-point lead. Defense did their job. Now, late game, although it looks good, you know the coaches, they haven't counted this as a victory yet.
I agree with you totally. Big applause for the defense, but no one is taking their headset off on the sidelines. They don't believe this game is over. The offense has to close this one out by taking care of the football.
And they'll try to close it out now. And on the ground they go with a running back. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now the Jets going to use the second of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. So 2nd and 9, and you'd have to figure just about all 11 probably crashing the line here. That one looks like he'll throw here. They set up the screen for Henry. And they'll get him down up past the 15. Call it a gain of 11 yards, and that should just about do it.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go ahead and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football, be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
No, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
Here we go now. Blue landed. Blue landed.
Here we go, G. Hey, it's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Victory formation, time for the Chargers. They take a knee. Well, Charles, the old saying, the old cliche, if you will, points at a premium.